Cool. Well, hi Cameron.
How you doing?
Thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today at Music City Centre in Nashville.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate it because we know it's the busiest weekend of the year for you probably. You must have a crazy schedule. So we're here for Country.de, Germany's leading online country music platform. First of all, how did you sleep last night? Because I think you had a bit of a big night.
I did not sleep well. I will say that. Today, I feel like day 3 is always the toughest one to get through. But yeah, I'm making by. We got to play the stadium last night, which was incredible. So yeah, we're just rolling on into the last day. It's gonna be good.
Fantastic, thank you. So it was a little bit complicated with the weather last night, but it still turned out good in the stadium. No?
Everything's turned out great. Yeah, the weather held off, which was awesome. So yeah, we had a great time.
Fantastic. So I'm guessing Nissan Stadium, it must be a kind of a bucket list venue for you. The first time you've played there?
The first time I played Nissan, yeah, that was really, really cool to just see that many people out there. Anytime you step into a stadium and see that many phone lights and people out there, it's insane.
Okay, fantastic. And of all the venues that you've played at, do you have a particular favorite anywhere?
Man, I would say my hometown venue back in Charlotte, North Carolina. There's a place called Coyote Joe's, and that is a legendary honky tonk. So I love that bar a lot.
Okay, and is there anywhere that's on your bucket list that you haven't played yet that you'd really like to play a show at?
I'm excited. I actually get to check it off soon. I'm going to be playing Red Rocks coming up soon in Colorado, so that's going to be really cool.
Okay, that's a very special one, of course. You've recently released a new single called 17. It's kind of a nostalgic, upbeat song. It's really in contrast to the stuff that you released just before, the sad songs for the soul. What was the reason for this change in mindset, or is there a reason for it?
Absolutely. For me, I was kind of changing the scene. You know, like I try and paint records as scenes and in my life, and I feel like sad songs was its own thing, and I was, you know what, I'm stepping into something else, and I'm excited for this project. It's going to be a completely different thing.
Okay, great. And you've also announced a tour to go along with it.
I have.
At the moment, you've only got North American dates, but can we look forward to seeing you in Europe at any point?
I hope so. We had so much fun on the last European tour. Germany was by far one of the best places, and it was, I think, where we started our tour. And I was so nervous to go out there. I was like, I don't know if they're going to know my songs. I don't know if they're going to have a good time. I had the best time. I mean, it was amazing. The crowd was insane. So I hope to come back real soon.
That's great, because I was at that show in Cologne, and it was one of my highlights of the year, definitely.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, mine as well.
Absolutely outstanding. Talking about 17 again, it kind of reminds me of Springsteen by Eric Church a little bit. It's also got a Springsteen lyric in there. It kind of gets into nostalgic things about kind of scrapes that you maybe got into when you were younger. Is it autobiographical at all? Is there anything you can talk about, or would you rather not?
No, absolutely. We can get in there. No, it's definitely some autobiographical. When we were writing that song, we were all just kind of telling our stories and kind of the dumb things that we were doing when we were kids. And I feel like that was just a fun time, and that's kind of how it come across when we were writing the song. You know, like I feel like that's why it's so upbeat and fun, is because we were just having a good time while doing it. Okay,
fantastic. And now going back to the show in Cologne again, I remember you played a cover there of "Living on a Prayer" by Bon Jovi, and I was wondering, that kind of 80s, 90s rock, is that something that's really influenced you in your songwriting?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. My mother was the biggest rock head. I mean, she loves rock music. And my dad was more on the country side, and as well as my grandpa. So I have it from both sides, where I love rock and roll, and I also love country music. So I try and blend them as much as I can.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that really comes through, and you've got a lot of rockier songs as well, and that's great live.
Appreciate it.
So now moving on to some more kind of specific Nashville topics. A lot of stars have opened bars here. Is that something that would interest you in the future?
I think so. Yeah, I think it would be really cool to have my name on a bar somewhere. But we haven't made it there yet. I've still got a little ways to go.
Okay. If you were to do that, what do you think you would call your bar? Have you got anything in mind?
So my middle name is Tacoa. I have a brand, Tacoa. So I think I would like to kind of label it something like Toccoa Distillery or something like that. I don't know. Maybe not have my full name on it, but we'll see.
Okay, and you've said distillery now. I was going to say, do you have a signature drink? Is there something that you particularly like?
Jack Daniels is probably one of my closest friends, you know? Yeah, so Jack Daniels and Coke is usually my go-to.
Okay, great, thanks. And now moving back to songs again, if you'll excuse the pun, you're no stranger to collaborations. You've worked with people like Ella Langley, Aaron Kirby, Marcus King. Is there a kind of a dream collaboration partner for you that you'd really like to work with?
Absolutely. Inside the genre, I would love to work with Chris Stapleton. I love what he does. I think that he's an incredible artist, incredible singer, one of the best singers in the world, in my opinion. And I think outside of the genre, man, you know, it'd be really cool to like do something on the rock side, even if it was like in the 2000s rock space, like a Nickelback or something like that.
Okay,
that'd be really cool.
Cool, something a bit harder. Yep, that'd be awesome. So last night we saw you in Spotify House as well, and you were wearing a Willie Nelson shirt while you played. And we wondered, do you get to select your own stage outfits? Is it a spontaneous thing, or does a lot of thinking go into it?
No, it's a spontaneous. It's whatever I grab that morning and walk out. Yeah, no, I have no idea. But that was a really cool shirt. It was like an old 70s tour tee that I'd picked up in Seattle. So yeah, it's a pretty cool spot.
Okay, cool. And of course, Willie Nelson's a legend.
Absolutely.
If you're thinking about your own kind of personal Mount Rushmore of country music or other artists as well, who would be the kind of 4 artists that you'd have on there?
For me, I would say George Jones, Keith Whitley, Alan Jackson, George Strait.
Okay, so very traditional. That's awesome. Thank you very much indeed.
Absolutely.
So thanks for your time, Cameron. We hope the rest of CMA Fest goes well for you. We think you're playing today on the Riverfront stage, right?
Yes, I am.
What time are you playing?
I believe it's 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock, okay, so we'll come down and see that.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Brother.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.